Welcome to Classic Game Room. You would think that with a power supply this big, the force would be strong with the ColecoVision version of Star Wars, the arcade game, but you would be mistaken. This is very Jar Jar. While this is the most Lando power supply ever created, look at this thing. It's bigger than my head.
No, the menus don't even do that. This is the most half-assed version of Star Wars, the arcade game that I've ever played. I'm so disappointed in Parker Brothers. Was there a whole room of Greedo Shoot's first t-shirt wearing programmers working on this game? Did they not actually play the original Star Wars arcade game? Did they not see the movie? The Death Star explosion has to be the most disappointing part of this. You blow up the Death Star and it's like the screen blinks once.
That's the most anticlimactic Death Star explosion I've ever seen.
This is the first time in history that I've seen the Atari 2600 version of a game wipe the floor with the ColecoVision. Even the dog agrees with me. Go get him. Kill Jar Jar. Kill! I think that's like the UPS guy bark, because you can tell if it's like UPS versus the Postal Service, they get different barks. If you don't believe me, go and watch my review of this game for Atari 2600. The ColecoVision is typically far more powerful than the 2600. In fact, the 5200 version of Star Wars the arcade game is most impressive. Certainly most impressive compared to this. My only hope, the only hope, my only theory here, I think I just stepped on an ugnut. My only theory here is that by 1984, the market was so bad that Parker Brothers was like, yeah, let's just shovel it out and try to recoup some of our costs. Because I think the ColecoVision was discontinued in 1985 anyway. So, sadly, even though you know the ColecoVision is like the best console from 1982 that isn't the Vectrex, it received a horrible version of this incredible game.
Yeah, oh, come on.
And who do I have to blame for this? My friend Mark in East Meadow, New York, for sending it to the show. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Mark, for sending this to the show. I'm just so disappointed because I love the ColecoVision, but they couldn't even add a Death Star explosion to this game. The Atari 2600 version of Star Wars the arcade game has a Death Star explosion. The ColecoVision one does not. What do you do in Star Wars the arcade game? It's like a shooter on rails where you just shoot TIE fighters and fireballs on the tops of those towers and you fly through the trench, sort of, just avoiding the things. It doesn't matter because this game is filled with disappointment. This would be like Jar Jar Binks. Well, it is like Jar Jar Binks. Never, there is no like Jar. Someone just send me back to 1983. I'm sick of the future. I just want to go back to 1983 and stay there. Done for the day. Now I'm pissed. Where's my Van Halen?
Someone give me a beer. Classic Game Room has been brought to you by the ultra-massive Video Game Console Guide. 230 pages of video games on Amazon.com, Retro Megatrex, and how to make a video game review show that doesn't suck. And Jesus number 2.
Welcome to the Patreon Lord Carnage Club being shouted from a turbo volcano.
Michael and Ariana Nelson, Ian Shore, Steven Chucknick, Al Stever, Rick DeBarros, Jason Goy, Andy Schleiss, Sergio Matthias Hergert, Philip Strabenmuller, Jack Stavris, Ohad Kane, Simon Allen, and Sean Zoltek.